Snap! Sorry, Carlo. I was a bit too quick for you. Oh, hi everybody. Welcome back. Carlo and I have been really busy playing a card game. Did you notice? I just won that pile of cards because I noticed there was a pair of twos that were laid down on top. So sorry, Carlo, I beat you to that one. Have you ever played Snap at home before? Cards are a really good way of knowing how to read and understand numbers. We might pop those there for later, Carlo. You had a task yesterday at your house. Can you remember what that was? It was to search around the house and see how many pairs you could find. We gave you a bit of a clue yesterday. On your body, there's a pair of hands. So that's a really good place to start. I wonder if you searched your wardrobe, like we suggested. In your drawers, maybe you found a pair of socks there. I wonder what else you found around the house, and I'm really interested in the way you recorded it. Did you draw your findings in your book? Or did you take a digital image, like we've been doing with Carlo? Did you use a bird's eye view? Was that the best way of demonstrating a pair of something? Or did you take a side view? Well done to everybody who managed to do that home task. Carlo said it's really important today that we begin the lesson by checking the communication book. So let's have a look. I wonder who the note's from today. Oh, Carlo's got a few things in his bag today. His communication book. It's got two other books. We'll check them out afterwards. Yesterday was day 8. So today must be day 9. Well done. There's no note to me, it's just to you again. It says, "Dear children, we've been playing cards at our house. Card games are a great way to learn about and to understand number. Do you know Carlo's favourite game is Snap? Do you know how to play that game? The tricky part about Snap is you just don't know what card is coming next. So you need to watch very closely. Carlo says he's going to give you a really tricky task today. Not another tricky task, Carlo. Carlo says what he wants you to do is help him to create a random zoo. A zoo where people can use their knowledge, and this is an interesting word, and their imaginations. Look at the materials he's brought along today. Good luck. I don't know how we're going to create a zoo using those items. All right, let's see what you've got in here for us today, Carlo. Some stones, some feathers, some very small plastic cups, and a container of pegs. I've never seen a zoo with pegs in it before. Okay, this is a tricky task. And actually today, Carlo, I think the children are going to need my help as well. Remember Carlo said he wanted a random zoo. All the other zoos we've had have had no more than 5 creatures, exactly 5 creatures in it, or the last zoo we made just had Australian animals in it. I think we can use the cards, and I think we can use these items and maybe our imagination to create a new zoo using these 4 enclosures. I think I've got an idea, Carlo. I'll take the lids off first of all. So we've got pegs, small cups, very light feathers and very heavy stones. All right, what do you think of this, Carlo? I might shuffle the cards first of all. I'm going to turn a card up. We don't know what it is. It could be any random number. I'll show you first of all. That tells us how many creatures to put in the first enclosure. The good part about cards is there's two ways of us knowing. It has 3 symbols on the front, in the middle. Also has the numeral. If you're really good at reading the number 3, you know exactly how many creatures we're going to put in the first enclosure, but I'm not sure how this is going to look like a zoo. Let's go with the feathers first of all. Help me count. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's turn the card up again. I might have a peep this time. This is an easy one. Have a look, Carlo. The next enclosure has just 2 creatures in it. I know the number 2 really well, and if I don't, I can quickly count that quantity. I'm going to put that in the green enclosure. Which ones now? Let's try the pebbles, shall we? 1, 2. Okay, next number, Carlo. We might shuffle those cards around again. The next number is a big number. Do you recognise it? That's right, it's 1 more than 5. It's the next number after 5. It's the number 6. We might put that on the front enclosure, and maybe we'll use the pegs this time. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 6. Okay, 1 more enclosure to go. Let's turn the card up and see which number we get. Whoa, don't show Carlo. It's his favourite number. Carlo, have a look what card I turned up. Your very favourite number. We're so good at subitising. We should know straight away by looking at that card exactly what number it is. You are right, the number 5. Let's pop that on the blue enclosure, and we've only got 1 item left. Can you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this doesn't look very much like a zoo to me. I think I need to go back, Carlo, and have a look at your dad's note. He says, you need to create a random zoo where people can use their knowledge and imagination. Okay, Carlo, I think I need your help. Having a think. What's a creature that has feathers? It could be a owl, or it could be a emu, or it could be a, you're right, or it could be a chicken. When we get to this enclosure, it can be anything we want it to be. Let's go on to the next enclosure. These are interesting items. They're small, and they're round, and they're smooth, and they're quite close to the ground. Carlo knows a lot more about creatures than what I do. What creature could we imagine this to be, Carlo? be a wombat. It could be an armadillo enclosure. Only 2 creatures in there. Oh, this is a really tricky one. And you know what I was thinking, Carlo? We could leave these pegs laying flat, or we could do something a little bit different, and we could connect them to create our own creatures, or we could snap them. What creature does that look like? You're right, it looks like a crocodile. For today, let's imagine we have 6 crocodiles in our enclosure. And the very last one is your magic number, Carlo, is the magic number 5. And in here, we need to use our imaginations today and our knowledge, because we're wondering about what creature has a shell. I'm thinking of an insect. We're wondering what creature has a shell. I'm thinking really hard, Carlo. You're right. It could be a tortoise enclosure, or it could be a turtle enclosure. I think this is the most surprising zoo I've ever been to. Do you know today, Carlo, we're not going to take any photos of this zoo, and we're not going to try and make a map, because every time we turn that card up, we get a different number. So this zoo could change all the time, depending on the materials we use and the card we turn up. You know what we could call this zoo, Carlo? We could call it an ever-changing zoo. You can use your imagination to create any animal you like. I kind of like the idea of loose parts and cards as a way of creating a zoo. Thanks for that wonderful idea, Carlo. Whilst Carlo's busy packing up his things, I want you to think about your home task. Because when we finish our lesson today, I'd like you to have a look around your home and see if you can find a pack of cards. If there's no one free to play snap with you, like Carlo and I were doing, then what you could do is your own matching game. I'm going to pull a card out. You know what that number is, the number 4. And I'm going to look through my cards and see if I can find another number 4 and put it on that pile. I'm going to find Carlo's special number, number 5. And I'm going to look through my cards and see if I can find another number 5 to put on top of that. When you go through your pack of cards today, I wonder how many cards you can match, and I wonder how many piles of cards you might have. You might tell us more about that tomorrow. What's that, Carlo? That's right, I forgot to check his bag. He brought along one of his favourite storybooks to share with you today. We haven't got much time, Carlo, but let's see if we can at least get up to Carlo's magic number, the number 5. This story is called 1 to 20 Animals Aplenty. 1 to 20 animals aplenty. 1 fox in a pair of socks. 2 fingers, a pair of socks. 2 gorillas looking in mirrors. Do you know what number's coming up next? You're right, number 3. 3 llamas wearing pyjamas. What number's next? Did you say number 4? 4 sharks are on their marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the page we're finishing on today is 5. 5 goats wearing coats. Help me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carlo and I might finish this book off. Thank you so much for helping us today. Don't forget your take-home task. Find a pack of cards, match those cards, and if you can, find someone to play a game of Snap with you. Thank you so much for helping again today. Don't forget, it's really important to use your imagination. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Say bye, Carlo. Bye.